just to log on and get, put my laptop on, put on the charge and get ready to read your comments. Let's see what we've got. See if anybody's on. Let's see who's on. Anybody, any? Nobody. Man City fan chat. Just get your. Wow. Not a soul. Stick it onto. Yeah, hopefully someone will come. Hopefully people are logging on whilst I'm just typing away onto Twitter to try and let people know who haven't subbed but who like to watch. Let them know it's live. There we go. Let's have a look. If anybody's on, or am I going to bed early tonight? Hey, 2 people on, but no one's talking. I'll give you a few seconds. Hey, someone just sending me a little bit of, let me just check this message. Hey, I can't get up. Here we go. Someone sent me some information about Angelino. Okay, so that's interesting. I'll add that as well. Right, guys, let's see who's on. Hey, Aeon Genesis. Yes, Aeon Genesis. I'm not in Pakistan, but I was born in Pakistan. Punjabi. Yeah, Aeon Genesis. Urdu aati hai, yes. I understand. I don't speak much Urdu. But I understand Urdu, Punjabi. I'm Punjabi hai. True Sis is fun. Yeah, I just seen that. How you doing, buddy? I just got your message. Aeon Genesis. I'm Punjabi hai. No, something like that. I can't remember. You know, I used to obviously went to school with a lot of guys from Bangladesh, Pakistan, and yeah, Urdu, Punjabi. You knew a little bit of other languages as well, but to be honest, that was a long time ago. So I know bits and pieces. But hey, there you go. Depends. It's Seho and Genesis. I was born in Pakistan. Okay, it's not. You don't need to hide that. I was born in Pakistan, but my family left many years ago. Chris, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're really well. Hope you're all really well. Aeon Genesis, where are you from? In Pakistan, Aeon Genesis. I'm guessing you're still there in Pakistan. Now I recognise that word, Aeon Genesis. We're not allowing dirty words. So I'm gonna remove that comment. Okay, in Genesis, we just keep it clean, buddy. Mukund, hey Ray Casey ho. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm just trying to work out what in Genesis said, but you know, you can't use words like that. Even I don't use words like that. Evening, Chris. How you doing? I'm very well. Sample Limit. Yep, I've been to the gym. In Genesis, Islamabad. Excellent. The only capital city with a religion in its title. There's a little bit of information. And a very beautiful city. I've never been, well, if I have as a child, I don't remember. So I'm pretty, yep, I've been to the gym. I dropped my kids off at school and I did some weights. And then I did about 35-40 minutes on the punch bag. And yeah, I give it, you know, my arms, and because I was doing half a session that I did with a coach last week, and it's like you do a short run, give it 10, but I was giving it 20. So I do that for about 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, the runs I did about, I got up to the last one I did was 10 runs, and then 10 lots of 20. I think the last set of punches I did 60 punches as quick as you can, and then intervals you do that, and then you do the one where you just go up and you just give it 10 full on blasts, and yeah, I give it plenty. I really did give it plenty. So I was really struggling to breathe at the end of that, but it was well worth it. Well worth it. And Janice, if we just keep it clean, try and keep it in English, guys, so that everybody can around. Everybody's around. So Mambo Vipi, Hakuna Matata day trip. Hakuna Matata day trip. True City fan, yep, kids around. We keep it clean on this channel. Chris Linley, hi Ray, how you doing, mate? I'm very well, Chris. Very well indeed. A bit tired now. I think the day's caught up with me. I've had a mega day. These days seem to be really full on. Lots to do. Getting back into my training that I used to be. I used to train twice a day. So today I went down to the gym and did some weights in the morning, did some boxing, and in the evening my little lad went to do some boxing. So I spent about 30 minutes doing some arms. Just trying to get back into the shape that I used to be, even a year ago, where I'd go to the gym about 4 days a week in the morning to train, and I'd go about 3 or 4 days in the evening as well, just to do my arms. And I'd Popeye arms. And on Genesis, we're going to find out. Mukund. Guys, try and keep it in English. At least I can understand. But today I did my chest. Did 16 sets on my chest, and then I did the boxing. And in the evening, I did some sets on my light sets on my biceps and triceps. I've got a bit of a problem with my wrists at the moment, so I can't go too heavy. But we'll get it on. Did you watch Ben Knuckle FC fight between? No, I don't watch much anymore, Sonpali, but I don't get the time to watch a lot of stuff. I watch a bit of boxing now and again. Mrugank Shah, late stream, just joined in yet. We haven't talked about anything. We're basically trying to tell people to speak in English, keep it clean, and we haven't got onto anything. We've only just been on for less than 10 minutes. It's a late stream because I had to take my kids to some activities this evening after school, and normally I ask my sister to help, but we were over there this weekend for a barbecue, and I thought she's done enough, so I'd give up on my stuff. Normally I would go do a session of mixed martial arts on a Monday evening, but I had so much to do with the kids, and I've got so much to do. I was talking to my wife earlier. I said I've got about 6 hours work to do, and I still haven't started. I've got some emails to do for clients and for some charity stuff with football teams, and then I've got my accounts to do, which I really should do tonight. But busy. Mukund, Hakuna Matata Day. What team do I support in AFCON? I'm not really spotting anybody. I mean, obviously you watch Algeria because they've had Mahrez, but I'm not sure yet. I'll wait and see. I've got Algerian friends, so I might have a soft spot for them, but I'll have a look at I've not watched any yet. I'll have a look and see who I'm going to go for. These YouTube notifications don't always work properly. Yeah, but apparently YouTube have changed it so there's two notifications. There's a channel notification from the channel and there's a YouTube notification. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but if you've logged out from YouTube, then you only get, I think if you only get a channel notification, they don't notify you if you've logged out. So you just got to make sure you go into notifications and hit both of them. So you've got to be notified on the channel and notified on YouTube as well. Tony Maroney, how you doing, buddy? Where are you from, Tony? I don't remember your name. Angel Ray, how did you start Sporting City? I started Sporting City because my cousin Rizwan, he was a City fan when I was young. He lived next door to me, and he was about 4 or 5 years older than me, and I don't know why he started Sporting City. And I was lucky because all my family and all his family were Reds, whether Liverpool or United, and we were the only City ones out of 8 kids between 2 families, 4 kids in each family. We were the only City supporters, and hey, in my middle age, I've come good. True City fan, new players, 1st of July, Puma deal revealed there. That's what everybody's saying. It might well be that we're going to... It might well be that we're just going to wait till we get 3 or 4 transfers, bang, put them all together on the same day. That's quite efficient. Get them all done on the same day. Puma deal, same time. Everything's done, all the hoo-has all over it. So it's not, I mean, it depends how you want to do it. You can stagger the hoo-has, stagger the Puma deal, and then 4 or 5 transfers and stagger them so there's a lot of noise on a consistent basis. Or you can just have that big firework explosion on the 1st of July. Puma, Rodri, Angelino, and Cancelo, and anybody else we get, whether we get Maguire or whoever. Everything comes through on the 1st of July. It's all done in a big bang, and then you can move on to other stuff. Some people losing weight, 8% now to your diet. What do you eat in your meals? I used to eat whatever I can. I mean, today, what have I had today? I had no breakfast. I avoid breakfast now. That's for my own personal. Everybody's different, you know. Don't let people tell you what's right and wrong. So I don't eat breakfast if I can. I had a lot of coffee, a lot of water. For lunch, what did I have for lunch? I had some chicken and tomato. I had a chicken and tomato sandwich. I had a load of chicken legs. So I just stripped the meat off and fry it without oil, and some tomatoes, some plum tomatoes, and just made a butty. Nice and quick and easy. I wasn't going to have the bread. I'm trying to avoid the carbohydrate. And for dinner tonight, we had kebabs. I was a bit greedy. 3 kebabs and a couple of fried eggs. I don't mind, you know, being a bit naughty now and again, but my one thing is at the moment is you don't eat after 8 o'clock. You fast as long as you can, so you don't eat. I try not to eat after 8 o'clock, and then I don't have anything except tea or coffee until about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I think the longer you can do that for, the better it is. Great to hear you got your season ticket for next year, Chris. Some people do jiu-jitsu. What about you? I haven't done jiu-jitsu since I was nearly 30 years. I got 3 belts. While I was at university, I did a couple of belts, and then in one summer I did another belt. So I did 3 belts in a year, but I've not done jiu-jitsu since. I've mixed around. I've done a bit of jeet kune do, a bit of grappling, very little boxing, some Muay Thai kickboxing. I've mixed it all up, and now I'm regularly doing boxing, and I try and do the Muay Thai. Last week I went to 1 mixed martial arts. It's just the look of the draw with my kids. If I've got time, I do whatever I can. I haven't got time to do the jiu-jitsu classes. I do the mixed martial arts classes if I can, and the boxing and the Muay Thai kickboxing. What international country do you support? Well, Chris, I've got to be quite honest. Yeah, when we won the World Cup last year, okay, when we won the World Cup last year, I was French. No, I support England. I support England. When England get knocked out, I support France. If Belgium are there, then I'll, you know, you look for the next team. So when England were knocked out, I was a France supporter. Tony Moroni, ex-Alberti, resident in London. Ray, you used to follow on the old channel. Here now for the first time. Hey, good to have you on, Tony. Very good to have you on. I used to live all over London. I started off in Guildford, so I lived around Guildford, Merrow, which is just outside Burpham, Tooting, southwest London. I lived in Ewell, which is between Kingston and Epsom. It's not too far from each. And I lived in Hayes, which is near Uxbridge. So I've been around, and now we've got a place over in central London. So I spend a lot of time in the east side of central London, near Blackfriars, not too far from there. Not going to say exactly where it is. Christopher's best game has to be beating that Liverpool. Sorry, mate. I'm not saying it just because, but that was an awesome atmosphere. Absolutely superb. Everything was on the line. We had to win. We had to win that game. We couldn't afford to lose. And draw was still left us in a difficult position. We had to win to beat that Liverpool team, who, 97 points. We stopped Liverpool being Centurions. If Liverpool had beat us, they could have got 100 points. True City fan, big reveal through Puma want to come with a big bang. Absolutely. That could be it, because it's the start of a new contract with Puma. Do everything together. Maguire seems Pep really wants him. True City fan, I'm surprised, because Pep said in the past he's got weaknesses and he's not fast. But we'll see. Ozed Verge, what is a perfect summer? Perfect summer, winning the Ashes back from Australia. Pakistan winning the World Cup. Ain't happening. City by Matthijs de Ligt. Lionel Messi begging to come to City. That would be nice. Lionel Messi begs to come to City. What else would be nice? Tidying up my house, finishing doing the housework, never going to happen. Finishing repairing things that need repairing. But what else? Bit of sun. And, a little bit of work here and there. Mukund, totally agree with Maguire. The only way he ends up at City if he absolutely doesn't want to go United. Mukund, I need a bite every 30 minutes, you greedy old souls. So Mukund. Ian Jennings, 80 million for Maguire, it's far too much. I'd rather City go for someone who can adapt to Laporte. Well, I don't want Maguire really, but if I've always said if that's who Pep chooses and Cheeky chooses, then you just go with it. You support the guy. Khabib versus Poirier. Well, I don't. To be honest, I don't watch a lot of mixed martial arts or boxing as much as I used to when I was younger. I used to watch all the boxing that we could. Khabib looks like he's obviously beating McGregor. He's a top fighter. But my money's on Khabib because sometimes some people, they've grown up on the streets, or I'm not sure about Khabib, but you look into some people's backgrounds and they always feel we've got an out to lose. True City fan, 80 million, unfortunately, boys. Leicester drive a hard bargain. Yep, absolutely. Mukund, I support Argentina. I just love their kit. Yeah, a lot of people love their kit. I loved the World Cup in Argentina. That's the first one that really, really sticks in my mind. Really, the Argentina in '78. I'd have been 10 years old. The one in '74 is very hazy for me. I was 6 years old, so I wouldn't remember that much. Leicester City don't really need the money, so it's hard to deal with. Yeah, true City fan. Look, we were hard to deal with when they got Kelechi Iheanacho. They got paid 25 million for him, and they're probably still annoyed about that. And Jennison, what do you think when other local fans call on foreign City sports, bandwagon fans? Aeon, I say, for politeness, we say it brasses me off. Okay, let's keep it polite. When I get called that, watch. Look, people support teams in a different way. And you do get some local fans who are disrespectful to overseas fans. We had that with Akio, who's from Goa. And he was in Abu Dhabi, living in Abu Dhabi when Sheikh Mansour bought City. So he started supporting City. So he's been supporting City because of Abu Dhabi, not because they were winning anything, because we certainly weren't. It's just that he was living there and it was a natural thing to do. Look, you're a City fan wherever you are in the world. It'd be nice sometimes if both local and overseas fans knew a bit more about the history and were respectful of each other. Look, I get it in the neck, and I've been supporting City for 45 years, 46 years. You go on some social media platforms, there's a big, the Blooming Forum, and I get tons of abuse on there, from people who they like to abuse you, make fun of you, criticise you, and come across that, I'm not representing City fans. I've never said I represent City fans, okay? I'm just providing fun for me, a fun service from me, and hopefully fun for you guys. The fact that people are watching and commenting, you're having fun too. So it's wrong to criticise or make fun or abuse people just because they're not from Manchester. Will next season be like this season? Chris, look, I think Pep hopefully will go and say we're going to try and win every single game. That's what we've got to try and do. I don't think, could we win as much? Potentially. All depends on, there is the luck of the draw. And we got through against Leicester in the Carabao Cup on penalties. It's the luck of the draw as well. You need luck to win these cup competitions, as Liverpool had when they won the Champions League. Losing 4 games out of 13. In the All-European Cup, you probably would have got knocked out if you lost 4 games over those 2-legged affairs. So I don't know what we'll win. I hope we win the Premier League. If we only win the Premier League, I'll be very, very happy. Some people, how are you treating your eyes, mate? I don't need anything for my eyes, mate. It's just it's a shade of my skin. It's the colour of my skin. And as you get older, it just gets darker. So I don't do anything for my eyes, mate. I just leave them be. Mukund, Messi begs to come to City and we turn him away. How about that? That would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. But I think just because of the respect that Ferran and Cheeky and Pep have for Messi, they wouldn't say anything. But I'd love someone to just willfully put out a false rumour that Messi wants to come to City, and City, who can afford him, turn him down. Say he's too old, he's past it. Riyadh, go on. You want to ask a serious question? Blimey. Go on, Riyadh. Ask a serious question to everyone. Gordon Brown, not the Gordon Brown, Maguire isn't needed. We have enough options of Cancelo and Rodri get all done. Hi Kamal, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, you can actually say that Maguire isn't needed, because I did a video today. Go and watch that video I did today, and it's basically saying, look at how many games Company played last season. Okay, he featured in 26 games. Didn't start them all and finish them all. There'll be some that he got injured, some that he got subbed or whatever. 26 games. Laporte played 41 out of 61. John Stones, he played 39. Otamendi played 27. So we can fill some of those games with Eric Garcia. I'm sure he'll play a couple more games next season. He played 3 games in the Carabao Cup last season, and Sandler played a couple of games in the whole season in the cup competitions. I'm sure we can introduce them to play a few more games when required, in especially in the cup competitions, maybe coming on as subs in the league. And I also think Otamendi will play more games if he's going to stay. By the looks of things, he only played 27 games, so if he just ups that to 35 to 40 games, that's going to cover what Vincent Kompany's not played. Although I still would like another defender, maybe in the late 20s, around 30 years old. It doesn't have to be expensive, and someone who knows he's only going to play half a dozen games in the whole season, but he's reliable and he's there. Just that might be a good idea. Trucy, if I'm PSV are looking for Angelino replacement, absolutely, mate. Yeah. Sorry, PSV's already signed and moved to England. Rodri can also a done deal. Cancelo, Oli move. Not certain Danilo isn't wanted by Juventus. So, I mean, I think the Danilo thing that came up yesterday or the day before that, there might be a swap deal with Juventus, and obviously money paid to Juventus for Cancelo, but we'll see. Nathan Aki thought would be a good centre back. I think he's quite decent. I mean, when we saw Bournemouth play against City last season, he was best defender on the park, especially best player for Bournemouth. He was fabulous. He was everywhere just about every time that he needed to be. Well, Jonathan Ingram's gone. So I'm believer you should like him. It can make it lighter, but hey, look, end of the day, you got to live with this. You got to be happy with the skin you're in. Yeah, you got to be happy with. And it's maybe taken me a long time to come to terms with it, but you got to be happy with that. You're bald, or you're losing your hair, or it's going grey, or your teeth are falling out. You got to be happy that your nose is getting bigger as you get older. Your ears are getting bigger. Your hair sprouting out of your ears. Whatever. You got to, at some point in your life, you got to be happy with the skin you're in. I like wearing sunglasses. I've worn them for a long time, and they do soothe my eyes. It's got nothing to do with the skin, but it do soothe my eyes against the bright light, and I quite like it. Which is why I've got used to them, wearing them for so many years. True City fan Jonathan, don't be childish. Well, Jonathan's gone. Jonathan Ingram is gone. Engines, is there any Sane update? Because I don't hear Bayern saying anything. Hi, Joseph, how you doing, buddy? Von Hope, I hope we don't buy Maguire price. He's just way too much. He's best a 40 million defender, not 80 million. I agree, Von Hope. But, he's English. He plays for England. And you're going to have to pay a premium regardless for a half-decent centre-back. With Liverpool smashing the record for a defender at 75 million quid, you're going to have to pay big money to get players now. Gordon Brown, EPL first, then UCL this season, please. All eggs in them baskets, anything else is a bonus. Yeah, you could go along with that. I think we want to win the Champions League, but we want to win the Premier League first. Let's go through the topics on today. I'll just mention them very, very quickly. A little bit about... They're all brief because there's not a lot going on. Harry Maguire, Leroy Sane. What else did I have on my list? Let me just dig up my list. Mahrez, Aguero, Yashin. I might talk about Yashin, Lev Yashin, and the homegrown rule. But I'm just waiting for someone to come on to go into some of these. Let's go through Maguire. I mean, it's pretty pathetic in the papers. Harry Maguire has apparently told his friends that he's signing for Man City. Yeah, that's an easy cop-out for the newspapers and the media, that he's told his friends. Yeah, no one has to prove anything. There's no source. It's just friends. Yeah, or it's like a club insider. Means nothing. So Maguire apparently told his friends he's coming to City. Meanwhile, different friends, but Leroy Sane has told his friends that he's not going to Bayern Munich. Once again, those wonderful friends that no one can trace. Yeah, easy story. You can lie as much as you want. Hey, Lionel Messi's friends say that he's never going to leave Barcelona. That's not my source. I've spoken to a friend of Lionel Messi, and he said he's never going to leave Barcelona. Look, I can make it up too. Yeah, he can make stuff up. it's a load of rubbish what these media outlets do. But Maguire hasn't really progressed since he broke through on the scene. Hi Vidya, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, Maguire. I've always said if I had a choice, I'd get Matis de Ligt. I wanted Matis de Ligt and Frenkie de Jong, but when Frenkie was set on going to Barcelona. He wants to play with Messi, and obviously Barcelona's a big draw. Matis de Ligt, I still think he'd have been a great player for City. Really, really do think he'd have been a great player for City. 15 years he's got ahead of him at possibly the top level. He's already Ajax captain, plays for Holland, leader both on and off the pitch, fans' favourite. There's not much more you can want, and he's so young, and with Pep there, Pep can develop him. So much potential. Let's see what else. So that's Maguire and Sane done, because it's basically BS from Friends. Let's go on to Aguero. So Aguero scored a goal in the Copa America against, I think it was Qatar, where Argentina won 2-0. There you go. Aguero scores a goal again. He's a top striker. I think when he finishes, he'll be above everybody apart from Shearer in the Premier League, unless he can stay till he's about 33, 34. I think if he stays 2 more seasons, he'll be well clear in second position. And he's just an awesome player. He's got to be. Is there any other striker in the world right now that you'd have in place of Aguero? Not for me. Not for me right now. Mukund, who said it? Friends of friends of friends. Absolutely. Friends of friends as friends. More goal-scoring news in the Africa Cup of Nations. Mahrez scored in the game against Kenya, where Algeria won 2-0. And Mahrez is captain Algeria. I hope he's not exerted too much, but if they do well, hopefully he'll come back in a good mood, ready to do the business for City. Kamal Aguero is my favourite City player of all time. Yeah, for me it's David Silva, but Aguero's right up there. I watched his debut with then he was my youngest son was 2 years old, so I watched Aguero's debut. I think that season. I can't remember if I got my eldest son his first season card. He would have been about 4. So yeah, an amazing goal too. Fantastic, Mukund. Big chat. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Technically, I have a school friend who knows all the top players in the world and works with them all for FIFA games and films them as well. He would have inside knowledge, but none really talk shop. There you go. Chris Baker, Oli Mbappe. Yeah, I think there's no secret that City wanted to buy Mbappe when he went to Monaco before he'd even broke through. That's before his breakthrough season. City were ready to put up a package of 30-40 million quid. And then Mbappe broke through, and now you wouldn't get him for anything less than 200 million quid. I think he's still very young, still got everything ahead of him. He could still play for another 15 years at the top level. it's at least 12 years at the top level. It's just incredible. And the guys won the league in France. He's won the World Cup. He's won the league a couple of times now. What is he, 20 years old? Multi-millionaire. Okay, the money. You get to a point where the money doesn't make a difference. I was chatting with somebody today and I said, some of your best times and happiest times when you haven't got anything and you're just enjoying life with your mates. You'd like a bit more money, but you haven't got any. Money doesn't always make you happy, and having a lot of money doesn't make you a nicer person. Kamal Dwyer, Mbappe might be a better player in the future, but right now Aguero is better. Yeah, for here and now, no question, Aguero's top dog. All from around the world, Aguero is your man. I don't think he scores enough goals for the chances he gets, but he's your man. Yeah, any club in the world would want Aguero in their team. Chris Welch, I would put Aguero and Shearer as greatest Premier League striker ever. Yeah, I would too. The one thing about Shearer had longevity. He stayed for so long. Mukund, I was watching City's video of Sergio's 200 goals. The Aguero goal was number 30. High time flies, yeah. Number 30, that was it was his first season. That was in 2012. So in 7 years, he bagged another 170 goals. It's not bad, is it? It's about 24 goals every season. That's 24 times 7, 168. So it's about 24 goals a season. It's not bad, is it? Consistency at the highest level. The other two topics, I was hoping that Asa Strambler would be on because I was going to have a laugh at his expense. Not really a laugh. Laugh with him, not at him. But he's not around. Wine is fine. Hey, how you doing, buddy? How are you doing? Do you believe Gabriel Jesus has what it takes to replace Aguero? I don't know. Honestly, he needs more game time. I feel that Gabby Jesus is very much a confidence player. You can see when his confidence is down. Hey, Benny Harris. Benny Harris has just subscribed. Hey, Benny Harris, I'll give you a shout out. So, yeah, I think Gabby Jesus is very, very much a confidence player. When he's got the confidence, he can almost do anything. But you can see when he's frustrated and lacking in confidence and down, whether it's, I think it went through a phase of homesickness, then his mates and family turned up for a bit and he was much better. And I think then he ended up finishing the season in a better state of mind. Kamal Dwight, if Aguero played for Liverpool or United, he'd go down as the greatest striker in the Premier League, but he won't because he's City. Yeah, I mean, if Aguero was playing for Liverpool right now, he'd be up for the Ballon d'Or. He'd been pushed and pushed and pushed to win the Ballon d'Or, and he'd have half a chance. I think if City win the Champions League, then we'll have a chance. Or one of our players wins the World Cup or the European Euros or even the Copa. Copa's a bit further down the list, but you've got to win a big trophy to get the Ballon d'Or or to be up there. Aguero should retire from his national team to focus more on City. Video, well, it depends if you love your country. If my country came calling and said, "Come and play cricket for us," I'd say, "Are you mental? I'm crap." I'm not. I was never brilliant, but one of the best things that happened to me at cricket, I remember I used to play in Headingley in the nets whilst I was at uni, and there's a coach there, and I remember I used to be a leg spin bowler and a number 11 bat, number 12 if I could, because I couldn't see that ball. Sometimes he'd put me up. We had 3 nets. The real top, decent players who were fast bowlers or good batsmen. Then you had middling people, and then people were just messing about. And I was generally going in the second or third. And what I remember, once the coach put me in the first and said, basically all you had to do was stay there for, was it 10 minutes? But you had some idiots. You had some absolute idiots because they knew I couldn't bat. Yeah, they knew my reactions were very slow. Some people coming in and giving it everything and bouncing me, and it's like I would just say, yeah. I remember one guy just moved out there and said, "You can hit the wickets if you want." They would. Some people just over the top. And you had some nice guys who were fast, very fast bowlers, but they bowled spin to me. It was very nice of them. But I remember the coach once. I did a ball in my leg spin, and I did one ball, and he said, I think England were in India at that time, or Sri Lanka, and they were doing poorly. And he said to me, "If you can bowl 6 balls and over like that, you can play for England. You can be playing for England right now if you can bowl 6 balls exactly like that every over." And I said, sadly, I can bowl like 1 ball like that every 6 overs. So, my international cricket career was over before it even started. So Vidya, I think Aguero, I hope he retires after this Copa and then plays it and extends his contract and plays an extra season at City. Because what's he got left? The World Cup is not till 2022, and he'll be too old for that. I hope he retires before that. Chris Welch, who would you sign to replace Aguero if Jesus doesn't have what it takes to replace Aguero? I don't know. I didn't mind the idea of getting João Felix from Benfica. He could play up front or out wide, and letting him stay with Benfica for a year and then getting him over here next summer. Other than that, Kylian Mbappe, that's it. Shakti Shiva, hi, how you doing? I hope we get Rodri and Cancelo, not Maguire. Yeah, I don't want Maguire. I still say, give me Johnny Evans before Maguire. Wine is fine, whiskey's quicker. The fact that players like David Silva, Sergio Aguero and Yaya Toure have never won a Player of the Year in England is a travesty. But if they play for Liverpool or United, you better believe they would. Yeah, there was that season when Aguero scored the most goals. He was 2 or 3 ahead of everybody else. Didn't win it. Yaya Toure did that season. He scored, was it 20 league goals? Didn't win it. He was unbelievable. That was it 2014. He was unbelievable. And he took, was it 11 free kicks and scored from 8 of them? He was unbelievable. Didn't get it. Vidya Shak, yeah. Where should Mangala go next season to revive his career next season? He can stay at City, Vidya. You know, I'm expecting him to stay at City and play a few games. But who needs Harry Maguire? We've got El Hakim, Mangala, Mango himself. Chris Baker, a wicket every 6 overs is a good strike rate, mate. Mate, it wasn't a wicket every 6 overs. It was a good ball every 6 overs. Every 6 overs I could do a good ball. And the sad thing is, actually, my two brothers, younger brothers, my dad was a slow left-hand bowler, orthodox left-hand spin, and he taught them both to bowl leg spin, and they were both very good at points in their teens, and then they just give it up. You know, they just give it up. My middle brother, I've got two brothers, so he was really good at chess. He gave that up to play football, and he was crap at football, really crap. And he gave up football very soon after. But he was very good at chess, not as good as me, but he was very good. I used to play a decent standard when I was a kid. I used to play for the town that I lived in regional championship, national championships. I was not bad, but I got bored with chess when it got too memory based and you have to learn all these openings and you're going for lessons. I liked it just messing about and just playing. But going for lessons, I didn't enjoy that, and that was the end. If I'd been committed, maybe I'd have got somewhere, but it wasn't for me. Chess was just to play and fun, and yes, I was good at it, but I didn't want to put all the effort in to be that good. I wanted more action in my sports, whether it's football or cricket. Hey, English Mastiff, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Already talked. I'll recap the stories because there's not a lot to say. Harry Maguire's friends have said he's going to go to City. Sane's friends have said he's going to snub Bayern Munich. Mahrez scored a great goal in the Africa Cup of Nations. Aguero scored a goal in the Copa America. And that's it. That's our news result so far. It looks like there's a lot of rumour that the Puma kit deal is going to be, the new kits will be announced on the 1st of July. I think we all know what they're going to be like. And that a lot of the signings will be on the 1st of July. They'll be displayed. And it might just be the big bang, for Puma. New kit, and Angelino signs, Rodri signs, Cancelo signs, Matis de Ligt signs, Lionel Messi signs. Oh, maybe not Messi. But it might just be they use that one day, get all the big news out there, and then just carry on and focus on football rather than having a big story every day. Puma on the 1st of July, a couple of days later, announce Angelino, a couple of days later, announce somebody else, Rodri, and it just goes on and on. It just, drags on. And maybe just have one big, huge event and then move on. English Master, I used to play ice hockey, Trafford Tigers, Ultra, 79, so I'm trying to work out how old. You're older than me. You must be in your 50s at least. J Fresh Stunner, you missed everything, man. You missed everything, J Fresh. I mean, you turn up to the party this late, you missed everything. Mahrez goal, class goal from Mahrez, yeah. I mean, look, you got to look at the opposition as well. Kenya, I don't think Kenya that good. Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe, he's your man. Yeah, if I was to get anybody, I'd get Mbappe. JFS, what you missed, just very, very brief, I'll just recap, but Maguire's told his friends he's coming to City. Sane has told his friends he's not going to Bayern. Mahrez scores one really nice goal in the Africa Cup of Nations against Kenya as Algeria win 2-0, and he captains the side. Aguero scores in the Copa as Qatar are beaten 2-0 by Argentina, but Argentina don't look that good. 56, not much older than me, just 5 years older than me, English Mastiff. So, we were talking about hoping that Aguero will retire from international football after the end of this Copa, and then maybe he has the body left to sign an extra year at City. We'll see. The last two bits of things, I'm going to say them because I was hoping Asa Stramler would be on, but I'll do them anyway. The only goal, someone was asking about goalies who've won the Ballon d'Or. And goalies and defenders tend not to win the Ballon d'Or. Buffon came second in the Ballon d'Or. I think he won a UEFA prize, but the Ballon d'Or he didn't. He came second, and the only goalkeeper, I'm surprised people didn't know this, the only goalkeeper to have won the Ballon d'Or is Lev Yashin, a Russian keeper. Kamal Hauer catching the Copa of America. Well, I think the idea was to drum up a bit more interest in the Copa. and getting someone like Qatar, the next World Cup's there. Qatar will probably put a bit of money into it, into the bargain as well. They could just say, look, here's 30 million quid, here's 50 million quid, let us enter, and that's distributed amongst the teams. They're not doing it because Qatar is suddenly part of South America. Money talks. Vidya Shakir, Mahrez will like Bernardo Silva next season. I hope so. I hope he steps it up. Mukund Nadkami invited teams. Weren't Japan invited as well? I can't remember now. Are we in for Yashin? He's dead good. Well, I think he's dead without not showing any disrespect. I think he might have passed on. I think in the 60s. Yeah, I think he was. So there's one though. Mr. Mukund, yeah, Yashin, Lev Yashin. English Mastiff, Bernardo Silva is our Messi. Next season he's going to be massive. Got a great feeling. Well, if he carries on improving the way he improved from last season to this, wow. If he improves, even if he just maintains his current level, but he's only, 24 years old, 23, 24. If he maintains the current level, he'll be fabulous. And if he can improve on it, which you'd hope and expect him to, wow, we're going to have some play. He's going to be challenging KDB for the best player at Man City. Chris Welch, if you sign Cancelo, do you think he will come straight in for Walker, or do you think Walker is first choice still? I think Walker will be first choice until he balls something up. Yeah, I think Walker, because he's been in the Premier League and he's been here and done that, but it's a lot of money to pay for Cancelo to sit on the bench as backup for Walker. It's just normal. Mukund, yep, Japan too. Kamal, do I watching Phil Foden excites me for next season? Absolutely, I think he'll play a decent number of games next season, Kamal. Okay, I'm gonna go through my last topic for tonight, and the last topic, I'm gonna have a quick slurp of coffee if it's still warm. It's a bit cold. My last topic is the homegrown rule. Now, it seems quite obvious that some people are unaware of how this works. People have asked me how it works. And so I want to briefly talk a little bit about the homegrown rule. Now, Premier League and UEFA competitions, you've got a squad of 25 players. This is the basic rule. And in those 25, you can have a maximum of 17 players who are classed as non-homegrown. Okay? You can have a maximum of 17. You can have as many kids as you want. Doesn't matter their nationalities or whatever. Or how long they've been with the club, and the kids there's a cut-off date. As long as you're 21 on that cut-off date, not older than 21, then you're classed as a kid, and you're not included in the squad list, so you don't need to be. So, for instance, Gabi Jesus was when he was 21 and under, he was not counted in the squad list. Okay, last season he was too old. I think he was 20. He turned his 21 during the season, so he ended up being. No, last season I think he was still classed as a kid. He was 21 and something, but he was 21 during the season, so I think he was still classed as a kid, so he wasn't in the squad list. Okay, you can go and check on the Premier League 2018-2019 list, and when you look down there, you might not find him easily. Because his name is De Jesus. So if you want to look on the Premier League list, I'll give you a bit of a hand because I've got it open. He's down as Fernando de Jesus, or Fernando de Jesus. Okay, let's stick that up for you to have a look. So if you want to look at that, that will tell you last season. Okay. Last season, that's the list, okay, of Premier League, the squad list. So it shows you. I mean, I'm gonna just have a quick read of that, but it starts off. It shows you the 25 squad players if you've got 25, and it tells you which players are homegrown, and then it says under 21 players, contract and scholars. Okay, so that's anybody who was, I think, 21 during the season, or you got a cut-off date. Now, so that's it. Now the rule, just bear with me. Vidya is Gabi Jesus a home player as he only spent 2.5 years. He can't be. Okay, you've answered the question there, Vidya. Okay, I'm surprised other people didn't know that. Now the homegrown rule is as follows: as long as you spend 36 months, which is 3 years, at an academy Basically, in the home nations are going to be England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. Okay, as long as you spend 3 years or 36 months or 3 years, same thing, on the books of an academy, and you don't need to be playing there. You might not have even gone into the country, but as long as you're associated with that club, you're their player. Yeah, by the time you're 21, then you're homegrown. Cesc Fabregas, homegrown. I think he joined Arsenal when he was 16, so he actually did 5 years. Paul Pogba isn't homegrown. Okay, he nearly was homegrown. He nearly did enough for time at United. In fact, I think if he'd gone in January, he'd have made it as homegrown. Chat's been disconnected, guys. Well, sorry about that. It's trying to reconnect, but I don't know what's happened. So, a homegrown player is someone who's played for any, doesn't have to be Man City, any home nation, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, for 3 years by the time of their 21st birthday. Now, Gabriel Jesus joined City in January 2017. He's been here 2.5 years, yeah? June 2019, January 2017 he joined. He's been here 2.5 years, okay? So that means he's 22. He's not fulfilled the criteria. He's not spent 3 years at City or any of the club in the home nations, because Brazil, he's certainly not in the home nations, by the time of his 21st birthday. So he cannot be homegrown. Very simple. Gael Clichy, when he played for City, homegrown, because I think he spent enough time at Arsenal to be classed as homegrown. So you don't have to be English. You could be from anywhere in the world, as long as you've spent the 3 years here. Zinchenko doesn't class as homegrown. He's not spent enough time here before his 21st birthday. When he was under 21, it wasn't an issue. He didn't take up a non-homegrown slot. You had maximum 17 non-homegrown players. He didn't take up a non-homegrown slot, but when he hit his the season after he hit 21, he's classed as a non-homegrown player. Kamal, are we getting Maguire or De Ligt because he's English? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. You know, it might be that we're getting Rodri, and Rodri. I think we've got 16 non-homegrown players. Rodri would make 17. Now, if we let Muric go, that makes no difference. If we get that old keeper from Spain, I think we got to the limit, or we go over the limit. So we have to be very, very careful on this. And it might be that simply we're getting Maguire. Plus, we don't want to deal with Mina Raiola. We may end up getting Maguire because he's English and he qualifies as homegrown. That's it. But it's a puzzling thing as well, because if we got Matthijs de Ligt, okay, I have to remember. You have to remember these little nuances. Matthijs de Ligt is only 19, so for the next 2 seasons he would count. He would not count in the squad list because he's under 21. So for 2 seasons he wouldn't count. So what difference does it make? What difference does it make if we got him, Matthijs de Ligt, in 2 seasons' time? Otamendi will be gone. So Otamendi, who's taken up a non-homegrown place, will have gone, and Matthijs de Ligt will then not be a kid anymore, and he'll take up that non-homegrown place. So actually, anybody who tells you we're getting Maguire over Matthijs de Ligt for that simple reason, because he's English, I don't believe they know what they're talking about. You know, because Matthijs de Ligt can play for City for 2 years before he needs to be included in the squad list. There you go. You had it. You know, them's the rules. So we cannot be buying Harry Maguire simply because he's English in preference to Matthijs de Ligt. There has to be another reason, and that's if we get in Harry Maguire. Chris Baker, I think so. Kamal, looks like it. English Mastiff Koulibaly is priced at 107, so Maguire is more likely for City. De Ligt is Juventus man. Yeah, that's what they seem to say. To be honest, we don't know. We really don't know, and it could be that they're just pretending that he's going there to Juventus to make City offer more money. We just don't know. Let's have a look at your Clichy was homegrown. Kamal, as I said, Vidya Shakir Sandler was also non-homegrown player last season and was not in Premier League squad because we already had maximum number of non-homegrown players, so he played Carabao Cup and FA Cup games. Let's have a look. Okay, look at the Man City. I'm looking at the list now. I saw Philippe Sandler's name. You've got to be careful. There's a lot of Philippes because we've got a lot of kids. It's very difficult. Here we go. Philippe Sandler. Okay. Last season, he was an under 21. So he didn't make any difference. He could have. He wasn't in the squad because he was counted as under 21. As I said, I used to know the cut-off date, okay? Because you can still be 21 and included in the under 21s. It's easy, mate. You know, the simple thing to do. Have a quick look at Philippe Sandler. He's 22, but he was 22 during the season. He was 22 in February. So I think when the season started, because he was 21, I think the cut-off is if you're 21 by the 31st of December or something, you can still count. So last season, he counted as a under 21, even though he's just over 21. This season, he won't. Okay? And he'll not be non-homegrown because he's only been at City for one season before his 21st, well, not even one full season. He's been at City before his 21st birthday for about 6 months. So he's not going to count. So that's an issue for him. You know, it might be that we have to send him out on loan because if we get Rodri, if we get Cancelo, unless we get rid of non-homegrown players, where's space for Philippe Sandler? And it's just something you need to think about. When Zinchenko came through, we had to think about that. Gabi Jesus, we're going to have to think about him now because last season he was under 21. Next season he'll be a non-homegrown player. Philippe Sandler next season will be a non-homegrown player. It's very, very difficult to keep on top of all this, but people do keep spreadsheets, but people make mistakes as well. Chris Wells, do you think Bernardo Silva should be running for the Ballon d'Or? Yeah, it has to be. You know, ask us any City player, City fan, sorry, and he was our comfortable player of the season. Now look at what he's won. Yeah, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Nations League. Nations League's pretty decent. Player of the tournament in the Nations League. Well, okay, there's not many games. He's got to be up in the reckoning. But because he plays for City, because no one's shouting out from the rooftops, we've not got 20 journalists, ex-footballers and newspapers and on the TV shouting that he's the best. People don't want to talk about it. They don't want to put him in that mix. Kamal, that means we can't get Cancelo if we get Rodri. It's going to be very tight because I'm trying to remember my numbers. Okay, let me look at last season's squad list. You have to be very careful about this. So we got Aguero, we had Bravo, we had Danilo, we had KDB, we had Ilke, we had David Silva, we had Vinny, Emerick Laporte, Fernando Luis Rosa. I don't even know who that is. 9. Mahrez, Eliki Mangala. See, if Mangala goes, Ben Mendy, Bernardo, Otamendi, Leroy, Edison, Zinchenko. So that makes me up to 17. Now, for instance, if we let, obviously Vinny's gone, so we're down to 16. If Mangala goes, we're down to 15. And if Danilo goes, we're down to 14. We get Cancelo up to 15. We get Angelino is homegrown, so that doesn't matter. So we get Cancelo, Rodri, we're up to 16. We've got one space. If Philippe Sandler comes through, that's 17. So we've got 17 non-homegrown, back to up to 17. So it could be those are the only two. See, Angelino is homegrown because even though he didn't play much for City, he was still a City registered player for 4 years before his 21st birthday, if I remember correctly. He came in 2014. He was City from 2014 to 2018. He's 22 now. So by the time he's 21, he'd done his 36 months or 3 years. So he doesn't count as a non-homegrown. Rodri and Rodri will count, and Cancelo will count. That's why I say if we get João Felix, he won't count because obviously he's not going to be here, and we can get him next year. So I think we're up to 16. So so we could get Mathis Salis, and as I said, he doesn't count anyway because he's only 19. So wow, it's very careful. You know, there are people out there who don't know what they're talking about, in the media, and people believe them. If Danilo goes, then Cancelo takes that place. Absolutely, Chris shows bang on there. Mukund, De Ligt's going to you. I hope not. I really, yeah. Well, there you go, Mukund. Pep's going there. Pep's already there. That's why De Ligt's going. He wants to play under Pep. Kamal Dwyer, Mukund, I hope so. Mukund, I like you are very diligent about the rules of proper accountant. No, I'm not a proper accountant. You want to speak to Colin Savage. I just read the rules many years ago, and I have to keep going back just to keep up to date. But the rules are there. When Eric Garcia comes through, he will count as homegrown. Yep, he joined when he was 17, so by the time he's 20, he'll be homegrown. English Master. So we only have one non-homegrown spot if we don't sell. Absolutely, because of losing Vinny. And that's matched up for Rodri. So if Danilo goes, Cancelo comes, we're still okay. Angelino doesn't count because he's homegrown. And De Ligt wouldn't count because he's only 19. So yeah, I've not got the energy to put a spreadsheet together for this, but I think that's we've kind of got it right. Hey, Adam's going to watch after a shower. Nice to have you on board. Luis Rossi's funny. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. I think it said Fernando. And I'm thinking, well, I got confused because obviously we had Mr. Octopus himself, Fernando, at City. So that's why I got a little bit confused, Chris. You know, it's easy to get me confused. Let's have a... Hi, Mike. How you doing? Mike James. Have a quick slug of this. Oh, gorgeous. Water's the best. Mike James, I hope we don't buy a Maguire. I thought I had to open my eyes. I'd do a double take like that. I thought you said Mbappe. I don't want Maguire. I want United to pay 90 million for Maguire, pay him 280 grand a week, and he struggles there because they've got no proper structure, no system, no strategy, no ideas from top down, and it would feel a bit sorry for Maguire for going there. But if you're going to go there for money, then you deserve any problems that you have at United. Well, guys, we're hours up. Let's see. Give you a few more minutes if you want to find any questions. Now, anything goes. It doesn't have to be football. All our the Man City topics are done. Hey, Mike James, you just joined us. I've already given you a shout out, Mike James, and we've already been on for an hour. We're about to go. Might give you 5 or 10 minutes. United are jokers. Well, Mike, I wouldn't be so polite. What I'd call United are a lot worse than jokers. They're desperate. They're ridiculous. They're irrelevant even. 6th in the league, and with Ollie at the wheel, I mean, they could be fighting against West Ham, Watford, Everton, Leicester, and probably one more club as well. Leicester, Everton, Watford, West Ham, and Wolves for that 6th spot. Quite funny if they dropped to 8th. I'll tell you what, guys. Let's do. I like forfeits. So what do you reckon I should do as a forfeit if United finished 8th in the Premier League next season or lower? Where are we going for pre-season? We're going to China. I think it's about the 16th or 17th. We've got a game, and then at the weekend is the final and 3rd, 4th playoffs. There's only 4 teams in that competition in China, and then we're going over to Japan, and I'm really gutted that we wanted to go on a holiday over to the Far East this year, and I wanted to go to China, but I agreed to do some work that weekend, 20th and 21st of July, for a friend. A few months ago he asked me, I said, yeah, what the heck, I'll do it for you, help him out, working over at a castle in Derbyshire. That's going to be really good and fun and exciting. There's going to be thousands and thousands of people there watching me perform. So I can't go to the China, and I'm gutted about Japan as well because my niece is going to Japan to study in September, and I would have loved to have gone over to Japan for that friendly. Absolutely love to, but we're going to spend most of the summer in London. My wife's working there. We've got a place in London, so we're going to spend the summer there for most of the time. Kids will do some activities. We'll spend a week or 2 in France as well, visiting the family, and we've got a flat there that we're selling, and so just carry on emptying and stuff from there. We've had a lot of big stuff sent over, but we've got bits and pieces still to bring. I'm sure I've still got a load of jackets and coats over there, so I want to bring them back, and some shoes and other bits and pieces, and a lot of admin paperwork kind of stuff. Boris Johnson or Jeremy Hunt? Well, Chris Welch, you caught between a rock and a hard place. I despise Boris Johnson for the kind of things he's done. I'm not going to talk too much politics. And Jeremy Hunt, what he's done in the NHS. None of them have any understanding what it's like to be poor or disabled, really. None of them, to be poor and disabled. None of them have any idea, talking about food banks for, people who are just temporary cash flow problems. No, they're not. There's people on the poverty line. Yeah, people are under the poverty line. So many. I hate most. Yeah, hate is a strong word, but most politicians, I now hate them because they're in it for themselves. They're not in it for other people, and I really don't like that. Shakti, a Green United can have Maguire too slow for our chapter. Absolutely. Kamal, Perry Arteta might go to Newcastle. I don't see it happening. I mean, especially if Ashley's there, it won't be good for Arteta. It won't be a good environment. He won't be able to play the football that he wants, the expansive football, because if Ashley doesn't give him some money, how's he going to get the players? And before you know it, they'll be relegated. Really? Do you see Mikel Arteta going there when he had a chance to go to Arsenal, who had at least a bit of money and some decent players, and he could have played a decent way? Nah, I don't see it. Let's have a look. I don't know who sent me that message, but let's have a look. There's a message there I want to talk about. Mukundoli, hamster at the wheel, absolutely. Mike James, did you hear the rhetoric about United fans saying we inflate the transfer fees but for defenders with the 50 million signing of Walker? It's a load of, what's a polite word? Balderdash. Poppycock. Let's see. I did a video. Here we go. I'm going to put this up there for you guys. That's the video I did. Watch it at your leisure. And if you're American, watch it at your leisure. That's the video I did for about transfers, talking about City. Look, United spent 30 million 15 years before City spent 50 million. Rubbish. City haven't done anything wrong. And now it's gone up to 75. They complained when we got Edison at 30 odd million. Yeah, now the going rate 70 million. They laughed at us when we got Bernardo Silva for 43 million. Now he's worth over 100 million. They laughed at us when we got KDB for about 55 million. Now he's worth 150 million. They laughed at us when we got Leroy Sane for 35 million. Now he's worth 80, 90 million. They laughed at us when we got Raheem Sterling for 40 odd million. Now he's worth 100 million. They laughed at us when we got Gabby Jesus for 27 to 30 million. Now he's worth probably double that. They laughed at us when we got anybody. Laporte, they laughed at us. 50 odd million for a guy who's can't even get into the French national team. Nah. So, City have done really, really well. And to be honest, it's other clubs and the fans of other clubs who blame City rather than their own failings, And I'll give you the example I give in that video. City bought Leroy Sane for about 37 million quid and paid him 60 grand a week. Chelsea bought Danny Drinkwater for about the same sort of money and paid him 120 grand a week. Now, who got it right? City bought Bernardo Silva for 43 million pounds. Chelsea bought Bakayoko for about 40 million quid. So they made mistakes. They got it wrong. And so for people to come out and blame City for their mistakes, hypocrisy. It's worse than hypocrisy. Buy a Mangala photo and frame it. That's not enough, humongous. You've got to do a bit more than that. J-Fresh, who dislike? I don't know if there's anything to dislike about this video. I think it's been all right. There you go, Mike James. Ferdinand, 30 million in 2004. Rooney, 30 million in 2003 or whatever, around that same time for a teenager. Juan Sebastian Veron. United paid, depends on who you believe, 35 to 40 million quid for this guy. In 2001, was it? He was Bob as well. J-Fresh did need a slap, absolutely. Which castle? Oh, you're asking me now, Chris. Off the top, it's not Kelverston. Off the top of my head, because I don't know it. I'll tell you what it is, because it's March 2012. I'm looking into next year. So we're in July. It's Elverston Castle. So I'm working in Elverston Castle for a couple of days. So that'll be interesting. Which team will break into the top 6 next season? Well, it's interesting because, I think Wolves, obviously they finished 7th with a little bit more investment. They could move up if United or Arsenal slip down a bit. West Ham, they're moving forwards. They've got some good players. They've got a Premier League winning manager. They could take that leap. Watford were doing really well this season until the last 6 games of the season where they lost 4, drew 1 and won 1. And instead of finishing 7th, they ended up about 10th. Everton spent a lot of money, maybe another season under their belts, another couple of players. Maybe they can take that leap forward. Leicester have got to be knocking on the door. They've got some really good players. And what if Newcastle get taken over and start buying some players? Yeah, anything could happen. So a lot of teams could be putting pressure on Man United and Arsenal. I mean, what about Villa? Villa are a big club. Maybe they get some money and they do it. Yep, let's have a look what people are saying. Big chat. The last time I was in Tokyo, City won the league, Chelsea won the Champions League, City and Chelsea shirts dominated the sports shop windows and United shirts really clean the winners' heart. Really funny, mate. Yeah, I mean, United, they're still going, but, people are getting frustrated and they'll give up on them. The fly-by-night plastics will give up. Chris West, do you think Newcastle will get relegated if no takeover and now Rafa gone? Not necessarily. Obviously, it depends who comes in, and I think it's mainly going to depend which players leave. Mike James, Gary Monk might go to Newcastle. Gary Monkey's start was really good and he's fallen down now, But well, at least you watch my videos, Balderdash. Well, I used to use a lot of long words, older words, but I forgot them now, I'm getting old. Shakti, Big Chat, and then the toilet. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, United shirts. Mike James, Sterling's worth 100. Sterling's certainly worth a lot. McCunn, they got Pogba for 100, a lot more than that because they paid about 90 for him and then they had to pay Minarola allegedly about 25 million. Di Maria 65 million. Di Maria cost in 2014 or 15. United spent 35 million on Luke Shaw. Absolutely. Buffon went to Juve for about 30 to 35 million. Absolutely. Real Madrid even flirted transfer 5 times. Look, Real Madrid got Figo in 2000, I think it was, for 54 million pounds. Enough said. They paid 80 million for Ronaldo in 2009, and in 2009 they got Ronaldo for 80 million, and they got somebody else, I've forgotten off the top of my head. So they got somebody else for 60 million in 2000. Kaká. They got Kaká in 2009. So they paid 140 million for 2 players in 2009, and they're whinging, about City now. I mean, Barcelona. Ousmane Dembele, 112 million. Coutinho, between 130 and 140 million. It's a load of rubbish. There you go, Zidane, 46 million to Real Madrid, 2001. J Fresh, even Real Betis broke records in the 90s when they paid Christmas for... That's it. Was it 26 million? Ridiculous. Aye, the same. We're just about to finish, mate. We've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. You guys, I always say an hour, but we keep rolling on. Well past it. I think West Ham will be teams a bit. West Ham have got a decent chance. I think any of those 5 teams I mentioned have got a chance. Mukund, how does it matter this price inflation always? Surely it's as old as club football. Absolutely, prices are always going up. Always going up. Mike James kind of like West Ham because of Pellegrini, and they did a good job with Malaga and Villarreal, and he will do it eventually with them. They got Zabaleta too, so you got to like them because of Zaba. See you later, Chris. Have a good evening, mate. J Fresh, not to mention 85 million for Bale. Absolutely. So, guys, I'm going to have to shoot as well. My kids are already in bed. I need some sleep tonight. I need to catch up a little bit. I've been burning the candle at both ends, and I just need to catch up because I'm enjoying life. I honestly, I said this morning, I put a tweet out, if you have a good day. If you're half as happy as I am, you'll have a good day. Thanks for subbing, Mike. Blimey. I mean, it's sickening if there's shootings again. Shakhtar Shiva, Leicester breaking the top 6, an absolute possibility with Rodgers there, 1 or 2 more good players, got a good few young players coming through. They've got a chance. Yeah, I was saying I've had a cracking day, doing some exercise in the morning. It's fantastic. The time here is 10:15 in the evening. 35 minutes. You watch a stop, Mukund. I've been on for, it says on my phone, almost 1 hour and 10 minutes. Take care, Chris. Yeah, guys, if you can, I always say, do some exercise in the morning. If you work hard, usually you'll have a good day. If you work hard at your exercise, you'll have a good day, and that's my target for tomorrow. Get in the gym, 20 minutes on some weights, half an hour on some boxing, go home, have a bath, I might be going to a school tomorrow to do some workshops with their difficult children, and that's my day done. Asa, have to tune in. Asa, I've got to say, Asa, my man, Asa Strambler. Shall I ignore you, Asa? Asa, do you want me to ignore you, mate? Can I ignore you, Asa? Shall I ignore your comment? Have a good night, Chris. I've just got to make fun of Asa. Asa has been strambled. I have some notes to say about Asa, but I'm not gonna. I'm not here to make fun of you. I'm here to laugh with you, mate. Good for the heart rate, absolutely, Mike. I always look forward to this. Cheers, Muckun. I'm glad to hear. Cheers, Chris. Sorry, Asa, you've arrived when we go and see a big chat, but I will say, Asa, if you don't want to know the homegrown rule, listen back to this video. I've done the homegrown rule, okay? Gabriel Jesus is not homegrown. Gigi Buffon did not win the Ballon d'Or. He comes second, and Gigi Buffon, no, it was Yashin is the only goalkeeper. Yashin is the only goalkeeper that has won the Ballon d'Or. And Buffon comes second. Yashin won it in 1963. Doesn't take a lot of research. Gabi Jesus has been at Man City for 2.5 years. He's 22 years old, which means he can't have completed 3 years at City by his 21st birthday, which means he cannot be homegrown. Yeah, absolutely, Asa. What happened? I don't want to talk too much, but you know what happened, Asa, where you were made fun of, and then other people joined in. I did notice that you were made fun of, and other people joined in making fun of you, and it wasn't, in my opinion. I hope you understand here. We're laughing with you. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you, having a little bit of banter and a bit of fun, but we're being inclusive, not having a pop at you. Whereas my feeling was you were really, several people got on your back, and I'm glad we don't have that here. I think I've banned from this site from this YouTube channel, I think 4 people. 2 of them today, in fact 3 of them today from this channel. Up till today I'd only banned 1 person, and that's let's not say too much, but that's a person who was kissing backside way too much. His tongue was lost, and he's too blind to see the hand in front of his face. So in the end, I just got bored with him. I blocked him on Twitter. He complained. He came on here to try and start chatting, so I ended up blocking him. I just got sick and tired of him. Maryland. I'm trying to remember that. We've got a night to laugh at. Here we don't laugh at people. I'm not saying I'm not comparing us to anywhere else. But I said I'm here to be positive. I enjoy these chats. I'm doing them because I enjoy them. Well, yeah, I know, Asa. Yeah, look, many people. Look, Asa. I'm not going to go down that road, but I got many comments from people who've said exactly the same thing that you said, and what happened to them was a lot worse. Let's not go down that road, because, as I said, I'm trying to be positive, trying to move on, let other people do whatever they want. But we're here to be, as I said, positive life, positive channel, positive football, positive Man City, wherever we can. And yeah, being inclusive and having a good time. Yeah, we are. I think it's good. We get a few ladies too. Sometimes Julie's been on, and we get 2 or 3 ladies on the channel as well. And it's nice to have them. Nice to have everybody. Look, I promote the channel and say we want happy with people from whatever club they support. Yes, you've got to accept that 90% is going to be Man City fans talking Man City. But we'll talk other stuff too. We'll talk things that are relevant in football and relevant in life. Not too much politics, not too much religion, mostly footy, mostly City. But we get people like the Sane, who's a Sheffield United fan. if I remember correctly. We get Chris Welch, who's a Liverpool fan. We get fans from other clubs. There's Sheffield United fan, there you go, the Saints. So we get people from different clubs, different backgrounds. You know, you get old people, young people, students, retired people. We get people from all across the spectrum there. And we're nice to each other. As I said, I've only banned 4 people in 2 weeks, and 3 of them were today. Coming on, spiting absolute ridiculous rubbish, and that's it. So, yeah, I think it's a good environment, a positive environment. Honestly, guys, we can talk anything, almost anything. Some areas I just don't think will go, just because it creates division. But it's almost anything, and it's good for guys to talk. It is really good for guys to talk, and sometimes guys don't do it enough. And I've said to people, if you want to chat via email, if you've got something to chat about, feel free. I say this to people on Twitter when people are feeling down. I say, look, if you're feeling down, give us a call. If we're local, let's meet up. Yeah, we'll meet up for a coffee. Sometimes, when I used to work in let's say the NHS, I was working with the NHS. Now I realised, and this is one of my final things. There was a big issue with people going to hospital for no reason, okay? And they were called frequent flyers. Now, the biggest area of frequent flyers was old men, single old men, living on their own, retirement age. They were going because they had nothing else to do. Nothing else to do in their lives. They were bored, lonely, okay? And they were costing the NHS a lot of money, because if you go in on a Friday night, and you need a particular test or something, because weekends you have skeleton staff. Someone could go in on a Friday night and not be discharged till Monday. So they have Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. And it's like a hotel. It can cost a grand to keep them in for 3 or 4 days. And then find out, once they've done the test on Monday, that there's nothing wrong with them. And I said, I'm an advocate of giving people things to do. Some people who feel down and depressed and whatever, and some even suicidal, sometimes it's because they've got nothing to do. And I say, give people something to do. That was something I did in the NHS. Give people something to do, and they will have something to look forward to. Once you've got something to look forward to, it can help you alleviate sorry, I've got itchy legs. It can help you alleviate some of your loneliness. Give people something to look forward to. Give them something to do in their lives, okay? So I say to people, if you're down and you're in Manchester or in the surrounding areas, give us a shout. DM me on Twitter, email me. You got a problem? I might not be able to solve it, but I hope for an hour or 2 I can help alleviate it, okay? That's what I do, and I love it, okay? So I do with the kids who've got problems. That's what I do, okay? And it works with adults as well. You got a problem, go out, we'll do some activities that are relaxing. And I was talking to somebody on Twitter yesterday, I think, who said, he's too old to do anything new. And as you get older, sometimes, or usually your social circle decreases sadly as people pass on. And he said, I don't think I can learn it. I said, you can learn anything. I sent him a video of what I learned in my 40s, okay, in the last 5 years. And he was amazed. And I said, you can do all sorts. Just try your hand at different things. You'll find hopefully something that you enjoy. You can be passionate about a new hobby. You never know, it might be train spotting. So anybody, I just say, you got a problem, drop me a line, see if I can help. Now, probably I won't be able to help much, but you never know. Unless you take that chance, unless you take that risk in life, and it's better than sitting at home. People tell me they're sitting at home crying in bed. Well, okay, give us a bell. Let's go out. My thing is making bubbles. Go make some bubbles. Have some fun making big, huge bubbles with me, okay? And then, hopefully for an hour or 2, you lose some of the anxiety and the fear and whatever's on your mind, okay? For an hour or 2, that'll be gone, hopefully. You'll be relaxed. You lose, it's instant stress relief. We'll see what happens. Let's go through your messages, and then Bird watching. I don't know what kind of birds you've been watching, Mike. Asen, nice for you to say so. City versus Sheffield United, yeah, 4-0 you reckon, Mike? I don't think they'll get as many as nil. I totally see myself doing this when I'm older for sure. That's great, these are goals. Yeah, set yourself goals. Someone, I remember, wrote, dream as if you're going to live forever. Dream as if you're going to live forever. Live as if you're going to die today. So don't say I'm in my 50s and I'm not going to say I've got no dreams. Yeah, I've got loads of dreams. Loads of dreams. And if you don't have them, what have you got to look forward to? I don't want to be like that. Thanks, guys, for the nice words, Asa and Mike. Sheffield United not looking forward to City a bit, absolutely. Mike James, never to Alton, absolutely. Mike James is a bird watcher. I hope you're a twitcher, not the other kind of birds. And Mike James, good man, cheers. Asa, have you considered being a sports agent? I think that I'd have loved to be a sports agent, Asa. Because one thing I believe is not to be greedy. I believe in providing a good service and then you'll get money. Now, this Minariola guy asking for 15 million as a fee or 25 million went with Pogba. Now, what I would do, I would just go straight up. What's the best thing for my client? Okay, forget the fact I'm a City fan. What's the best thing for Matthijs de Ligt right now? Is it going to Juventus? Is it going to Barca? Or is it going to City? Now, I look at it and say, go to City. You're going to be first choice. You'll play 40-odd games a season. City have got a very good chance because they've just shown in the last 2 seasons they won 5 of the 6 domestic trophies. You're going to win domestic trophies, no problem. You will challenge for the Champions League. Pep Guardiola is going to teach you. He's the best manager in the world. You're going to earn 200 grand a week, let's say. And that's what I'd advise my client. Do that. Okay? I wouldn't ask for 15 million euros like Minariola. Why? I tell you. I like telling stories, but I'll tell you a story. Okay, I was supplying staff in the NHS, and I went to a meeting about staff. But the manager in the meeting just asked my finance director and me about projects because they were looking to a PFI project to build a new health centre, and said, what would you charge? What's your markup and whatever. We were just shooting the breeze, and. I chatted with my FD and I said, well, we can borrow money for this rate, we can change it. And we would have put a proposal in where our market was going to be less than 10%. And he laughed at us. We thought, well, if we can make 30 or 50 grand out of this over 2 years, we'll be very, very happy. 10% markup. It was a £500,000 project. And we were looking to make 50 grand over that 2-year project. And he laughed at us. He said, commercial people... everybody who bids for these projects has a markup between 45 and 50%, either 40 and 50 or 45 and 50%. So everybody else is having a markup between 45 and 50%. Nobody would take us seriously when our markup was 10%. And I thought, but that's all we need. We don't need to be greedy. We just need to make enough to make sure if something goes wrong, we're covered. And if we do it well, we'll make 50 grand over 2 years. Why do you need to be greedy? And these other players, they're looking to make 200 grand or 250. That's where your money goes, folks. There's people like me who want to do it not on the cheap. I put bids in for places and we would provide the best, most comprehensive, most detailed services possible. More than anybody else, okay? Cheaper than anybody else. And we never win. Okay, why not? Because for whatever reason they'd go with, sorry, I just pressed my low power mode. They'd go with some big companies who are going to make humongous profits. They were trying to make 10 times as much money as we were. But we were doing it, I believe, for the right reasons. And some of the projects we did, I said, if we get it wrong, we may lose some money. But that's a risk we're prepared to take. It's an extra incentive on us to get it right, to be successful. Yeah? Those big companies have less of an incentive to get it right. They just, if you're trying to make, there's one company trying to make 100, nearly 200 grand on a project where we were trying to make 30 grand. They were trying to make between 150 and 200 on this project. Okay? There was extra pressure on us to get ours right. If we got it wrong, as I said, we could be losing tens of thousands of pounds if we made a mistake. But that was a risk I was prepared to take, to win that contract and to provide and we were providing better services. So they were charging a lot more than us, but we were offering better services, much broader range of services, okay? Because my heart was in it. My heart was in the right place. I wasn't chasing the money. I was chasing the idea to provide the best services to these patients possible. Didn't win the contract. Has nothing to do with our credibility, but it went to a big company who made a shed load of money out of it. Now, read into that what you will. I saw it time and time again working in and with the NHS, inefficiencies and all that. So, yeah, I'd love to be a sports agent. I would be honest with my client. I'd work for the best deal for them, but also the best sporting opportunity. I would say to Mahrez de Ligt, listen, mate, if you're earning 150 million quid at City a week, that's 8 million quid a year. Yes, you might want 15 million euros a year, but 8 million quid is 9 million euros, okay? With bonuses, that'll get to 10 or 11. If you do well in your first season, that 150 might become 200. Look what we did with Leroy. He was earning 60 grand a week. We want a new deal, extension, bigger salary. Same with Kyle Walker. He's just got an extension on his contract. Salary's been bumped up. We do that across the board. That's what I'd advise my clients. Do what's best sporting-wise. If the numbers are so big, look, if the numbers are on small numbers, if it's the difference between 10 grand a week and 20 grand a week, okay, then the numbers are more important. They can be. But if it's an argument between 8 million, 9 million euros a year and 50 million euros a year, I'd say pick whichever option gives you the best sporting opportunity. Mahrez selecting 5 years at City would earn 50 million quid if he did well. Who needs any more? I rest my case. Let's have a quick look at your messages. Well, I blabbed a bit there, mate. Guys, let's just try and get... Gadzooks, it's not working. Here we go. Hey, I like Asa. I like the name. I like him. Mukund, Asa Strambler, I'm not aware of what has happened, but you'll always have some... Yeah, you have no problem here, guys. Have you done some football coaching? No, Mike. I did a little bit when I ran a team. Actually, that was a good team in a deprived area. And I remember one of the guys, he was a taxi driver, and he said after between 2 and 4 weeks of playing, we were training twice a week and had a game at the weekend. He said he had to get his wife to take his trousers in by about 4 inches. He'd lost that much weight and girth. But I want to do a football coaching course because my kids want me to help at their school. And I thought, in fact, I just haven't got the time. That's the honest truth. Right now, I'm trying to get the time because there's some coaching courses which are during the day, but my kids are in school, but the courses are 9 to 5, so I just can't do them. And other courses over the weekends, it's like over 6 weekends or 5 weekends over the summer and 1 evening, and I just can't get the time. I just really want to do it. I do some coaching. I'm a qualified badminton coach. I'm a qualified aerobics instructor. And I'd love to get the football one under my belt. I thought about doing the referee course, but I think I refereed a couple of games, and you make a bad decision, but honestly, you do it with you make the best decisions you can. But if you make a howler, people really don't like that. I got chased one game. I thought, I'm doing it for free, guys. What birds are we talking about? Magpies. I like blue tits, Mukund. Robin Redbreasts, Ace of Strambler, definitely. Everything's money. That's it, Mike. Everything's about money. You know what? I work with football clubs and their charities, and people are shocked when I say, no, there's no charge. I say, if I come to do something for you the first time, a workshop or something, I will not charge you a penny. Okay? If you want to pay me, fine. Yeah? If you want to pay my expenses, it'd be great. but I will not charge you a penny. If you want me after that, yeah, I'd like some money. I can't live on doing freebies everywhere. Humongous, he's here again. Is that something I don't get some of these comments, obviously, if I don't keep track. Well, I hope so, Adam, I hope so. Chris Baker, a lot of backhanders in the public services, your story just... Oh, I know it, Chris. Look, I'll tell you a quick story. I was working at a particular hospital, and there was a job came up in the accounts department, and it was 1 grade higher than mine. I was a low-level person. I was highly qualified, but since I moved back, I was working in London, but then I moved back to the north, and I was highly qualified, but very lowly paid. I just took a job that came up just to get back into workforce after university. And on this job description, they had all this, and I didn't get the job. I didn't get shortlisted, so I rang them up. I thought I'll bring them up and get some feedback, because I say, I want to know for next time. Yeah, what did I do wrong? And so the woman, who was replying to me on the phone, I remembered what was on the job advert. She was just reading bits from the job description or the candidate quality. She had not even bothered to look at my application and not even bothered to see why it was rejected and how they could help me, how I could improve myself for next time. And she said one of the things that they wanted, you had to be good at maths, or there was something about maths there. And I thought, well, surely my maths degree would indicate that I'm good at maths. Okay? And then, because she was just reading off some of the points. Another one of the points is you had to have basic accounting knowledge or experience. I thought, surely the fact that I'm a qualified accountant would mean I have basic accounting knowledge. What sometimes happens with these jobs, they've already earmarked them for somebody. So they write a job description and a person requirement based upon the individual that they want to hire, okay? And they expect nobody to meet those requirements apart from the individual. I worked at a university, and there was a guy there. He'd been done a sandwich course, so he'd been on placement for a year in a particular department. And when they were looking for somebody in that department, when he was finishing his degree, they said their person specification had to have a degree, had to be able to write in certain computer languages, which just so happened that that's what he wrote in. And I knew, because I knew the guy, and the things they required from a person and for the job were the things he'd done. And I said, there'll be nobody out there apart from him that could fulfill all that requirement. So they wrote it for him. Very few people would have applied, because nobody could apply, because they'll say, well, I haven't got a degree, or I can't write in that particular computer language, or I haven't got this experience. You needed to have previous experience. So people would fall down on 1 or 2 of the requirements. If there's 10 requirements, they'd fall down on 2 or 3. He passed them all. He got the job. That's how it works. Hi, Abdi Hakim. I was supposed to be on for an hour. Max, and I've been on for ages. Let's go through your comments. But, sometimes if I feel I'm helping people, I want to talk. Mike, the only IT I ever did was at university. So about a third of my university degree, especially in the first year, was computer languages and stuff, SQL and all sorts. Why do you always put sunglasses? I'm used to. Look, I'm 50 years old. I wore sunglasses for the last 30 years, all over the place. I like them, and my eyes don't like the glare. My eyes don't like the glare as well. So it's just nice to wear them. Adam, other fans say a lot of rubbish about us. Yeah, but look, sometimes it does hurt us, because I'm a City fan. If you attack my club, it's like you're attacking me. But at the end of the day, generally I say, who cares? Stuff you. Who cares? You can't beat us on the pitch, so you attack us for things that are off the pitch. Empty had. Who cares? Are you going to win a trophy by having more fans in your ground? Or we've got 40,700 season ticket holders. Liverpool haven't. What some of the other clubs do, they restrict the number of season ticket holders. Okay, so they make it hard for you to go to the game. They make it hard. So they've got like 26,000 season ticket holders. Now let's look. At City. If City had 26,000, you got some big games like the Derby, Liverpool and Arsenal and Spurs and Chelsea, whatever. which are sold out, and people will be fighting to get the tickets. So Liverpool create this thing where it's difficult to get tickets. Okay? City have 40,700 season ticket holders. But as I said, people make fun of City. Oh, you haven't won the Champions League. So what? I'm happy winning the Premier League. If you offered me the Premier League every year for the next 5 years, or one Champions League and no Premier Leagues in 5 years, I'll take 5 Premier Leagues. I'm not bothered about the Champions. I would like to win the Champions League, but what's more important to me is winning the Premier League. Ask Bill Shankly what he thought, and he was a Premier League man too. Quickly look at some of your comments. I'm going to be here for 2 hours, but since my wife's gone to London, my kids are asleep. I've only got some accounts to do. It's not a problem. Hi, I've already said hi, Abdi Hakeem. Just about to go. Asa, hi. Thanks for you got to rush over to this midterm exam. Yeah, good luck, mate. Let us know if when you pass. There's no ifs or buts when. Herence Tinguane, where are you from, buddy? I like that jersey. Patch, make me a link. So I don't, if not too much trouble. There's no links, mate. This shirt is a commemorative shirt after City won the FA Cup in 2011. They made the light colour, and then they made a colour that's called marl, which is like or teal it was. It's like a darker blue. And yeah, so they made it just for them. You can't get them anymore. A long time ago. I've got a lot of old stuff. You just can't get them. It's only 10:30. I won't be in bed asleep before midnight. I'm happy to go to bed at midnight and get up at 6. I'd be very happy. 3 a.m. Look, and here it's only 11:15. I've got bags of time. Yeah, Adam, just laugh at their stupidity because, they are stupid. They're picking on minor things. Net spend. What's that got to do with the price of fish? Net spend's, I talked with this Liverpool fan. It's on the channel when I chatted with her and asked her what net spend was. And she goes, well, it's the difference between what your income, what you spend on players and take away what you buy. No, I said, no. Net spend means your club's got no ambition. It means you're selling your best players because you've got no ambition. People have said if City wanted to have the best net spend, we could just sell Kevin De Bruyne for 150 million quid. We could sell Leroy Sane for 100 million quid. That's 250 million quid. Will we have the best net spend? Absolutely. The next season we could sell Raheem Sterling and Bernardo Silva and pick up another 300 million quid. Will we have the best net spend? Absolutely. But will our team become weak? Absolutely. So we don't sell our best players. The last star player that we had at City that we sold against our wishes, we had to sell him for the money, was Sean Wright-Phillips. Sancho was different. He wasn't a big-time player, but we had to sell Sean Wright-Phillips to balance the books. He saved City. And thanks to him, here we are. Absolutely Shakti. Jealousy is such a bad trait. I'm down to 10% on my phone, so 2 more minutes. Mukund, yeah, you don't care what they say. I accept the banter, but not the cynicism. Absolutely, mate. Mike James, same. I've never been bothered about UCL, but I want it for next. I'd like it in the next couple of seasons, just to shut people up as well. That's always nice. Croatia under 21's 3, England's 3, Boudroyd out. I mean, what a plonker. I mean, I've got to say about Eddie Boudroyd. Said, oh no, I'm not worried about my job. He can't even be honest. And if that was me, I'd say, yeah, too damn right I'm worried about my job because we've been crap. I might be talking yourself out of job. But let's be honest, 1-0 up in the first game, Foden scores a wonderful goal. And he's probably one of your best players, if not the best player on the pitch. You're down to 10 men, and you bring 2 strikers on. Yeah, what a way to go. I can understand you can keep a striker on so you've got someone to pass to, otherwise you're only defending, but come on. Losing to Romania by not playing some of your best players, you have to go. Yeah, Liverpool are the new rivals, there's no doubt about it. Liverpool fans, yeah, absolutely, Mike. Liverpool fans, 2 favourite words, net spend. Good impression of Robbie there. SWP went to Chelsea for 200 million. Absolutely, Mike. And that saved City. We needed the money. It's been a long old chat. I'm trying to get these down to 30 minutes, guys, and you guys are not going to let me. But it's always good fun. If I've got time, I keep going, but Hit the like button, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, beautiful if you could do so. Really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It makes live streaming much simpler. Much simpler because I can do it on my phone. Right now I have to have my phone there. I can't see the comments, so then I have to have the comments on my laptop. It's not great. I think I might know a way to get the comments by twisting my phone, but I'm not sure if it messes up the screen on your end. So I'm going to try it because I'm about to go anyway. So let's see if it makes a difference and if I can see them on my phone. And maybe I can do this in the future. Let's have a look. Let's twist it up. Let's see if it makes any difference. Just want to check. Boudreaux's best achievement was the promotion with Watford. Yeah, United. Sea Dog. Who else watching Copper? Not me yet. Not me. What game's on tonight? I might go and catch a few minutes. And nice to see you, Sea Dog. Well, you're late, mate. I was supposed to go about an hour ago, and guys are still on the phone. Still on asking me questions, so I'm just going on. So actually, I've twisted my phone around. Let's see. So, oh, right, blimey, my head's got bigger. I don't like that. But I still can't see the text. Still can't see the text, so don't like that. Let's twist it back. Wow, big head. No lullabies, Chris. My kids can. My kids can sing. Both of my kids are doing the school musical. They're doing Joseph. I think one is Joseph and the other one is was it Pharaoh? I can't remember. Or one of I can't remember who the other one is. Yeah, got my forehead, buddy. No copper today. Yeah, Argentina got through yesterday. I've been on for how long? Have I been on for, man? I've been on for an hour and 41 minutes. Blimey. Okay, guys, that's me lot. You've been great. As I said, it'd be nice if you can click subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that bell icon if you haven't already done so. Click like if you haven't done that either. And I haven't seen Cavani scissor kick Mike James, and I might see it in my dreams tonight because I'm off to bed. But I'll watch a little bit. My knock-off time is between 11 and 12, and then try and get up at 6. With my wife not here, I can't go out for a run in the morning, so there's no point getting up too early. Just got to look after my kids. Guys, take it easy, take care, and we'll see you soon.